Yesterday, I had a thought. What should silver's actual price be? It's a very controversial question, and if you know me, I'm a pretty controversial channel. Well, since I have an audience, I had a genius idea. Why not make a poll and ask my audience this question? So I did. Well, I checked back today, and the results are shocking, to say the least. Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. Folks, if you are new, welcome. I post daily silver-related videos, and since silver goes hand in hand with everything happening across the world geopolitically, economically, and fundamentally with supply and demand, we cover it all on this channel. Well, you can see here are the options to the poll I posted yesterday. Little hint, there was 3,000 or almost 3,000 votes in less than 24 hours. So I should check back a week later and see what the results are. You can see here are the options. Below $50 is number 1. Number 2, $50 to $100. Number 3, $100 to $500. Number 4, $500 to $1,000. And number 5, $1,000 plus. Real quick, guess what you think the order is. What do you think is number 1? I also want you guys to comment down below. A lot of people could say, I think silver should be $5,000. But if you don't explain why you think that, you're not saying much. And that's why I'm going to read some of the comments, which there's 60 on this post, and see why they think that silver should be this price. So let's just go straight into the results. So here is the poll, and you can see there is 2.9 thousand votes posted one day ago. So here are the results. Below $50 is 13%. $50 to $100 is 30%. $100 to $500 is 22%. $500 to $1,000 is 9%. And $1,000 plus is 26%. So the majority of people think silver is worth $50 to $100. And second place is 1,000 plus. This question is very hard since silver is real money and the dollar is fake money, and the value of the dollar is always going downwards, constantly going downwards. So how can you really gauge what an ounce of silver should be, especially since, we talk about price manipulation a lot. But regardless, for the sake of, this video, for the sake of the question, let's get into what people have to say about this. So this guy says that's like asking an alcoholic how much an alcoholic beverage should cost. I mean, yeah, that is a good way to look at it from a true stacker's perspective. A lot of people, they get worried when silver's price goes downwards, when people who truly understand silver's value celebrate when the price goes down because we can get it for cheaper. But a lot of people get worried, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They need that validation, that confirmation that silver can go higher because they don't trust that it can or that it will. They think, if it's going downwards, my investment's in the red. What if it never goes back up? When it will. That's why most people buy high and sell low. When it's supposed to be buy low, sell high. Most people buy high when there's all the hype and everyone's talking about it. That's the time you should be selling, right? Just do the opposite of what the average person does, and you'll be pretty successful as an investor. But anyways, that person says that. This guy says, if originally an ounce of gold was $20 and an ounce of silver was $1, gold is over $2,000 right now, which means silver should be over $100. I mean, yeah, you could even take that ratio down to like 16 to 1, which a lot of people do, or even 8 to 1 or 7 to 1, which that's the ratio it comes out of the Earth's crust. So it is a very debatable and controversial question that I don't think anyone knows the real answer to. The most logical answer is nothing. No amount of fiat, fake money, should amount to or equate to something of real value. So this guy says, I do think it's possible that it goes higher than the $50 to $100 level, but right now that's where I think it should be. That's an interesting point, since he used the word should. In a perfect world, silver should be over $1,000. If gold is sitting at almost 2,000, then there is no reason why silver shouldn't be 2,000. Silver is much more useful, much more important than gold is. Gold is mainly used for coins and jewelry, to look pretty on people, for earrings and necklaces. And why in the world is gold 80 times more valuable than silver when silver has 80,000 times more uses than gold does? It makes no sense. So this person says, shut down the price manipulation on the COMEX and we will see that silver is worth more than gold. That deserves a thumbs up. Can I pin? I'm going to pin that. That is exactly right. COMEX manipulation is why silver's price is suppressed. You could say spoofing and all that, but the same people that are spoofing, which is the main way people look at price manipulation, which is from JP Morgan, as 3 of their employees got sent to prison, or 2, the other one for racketeering. Regardless, though, those people are also ahead of the COMEX. Those are the ones in charge of the COMEX. So it's corrupt on all angles. And if you really want to look at it from an interesting perspective, they say that theoretically, every ounce of silver on the COMEX, or every contract, 250 people own that same ounce in your hands. Or let me explain it better. Every ounce of silver you hold in your hand, 250 other people theoretically own that same ounce online. They think they own it. They think if they turned that contract in, they could retrieve it. But 250 other people own the same ounce on a screen. So think of that. Every ounce of silver you're holding, 250 other people around the world think that they own that same ounce. That's why I say if you can't hold it, you don't own it. And that's kind of what this guy was saying. If the COMEX got exposed, then silver would be worth more than gold. So this person says close to gold as it has been for thousands of years. Yeah, I mean, even back in like ancient biblical times, the ratio was 2.5 to 1. Now this guy says, not really sure, which I mean, who could be? And he goes on to say probably north of $50 is a good starting point. But one thing I am sure of is it should be way higher than what it is now. And yeah, I mean, that's an obvious, that's a given. There's 2 ways to look at this question. And that is kind of why I should have explained it a little more. The realistic price is what I meant. Without any corruption, without any manipulation, like what should silver's natural price be compared to $1? Take out gold, don't think of any of that. Just what should silver be worth? Given all of the variables, how important it is as, the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, and light sensitivity, and the shortage, the supply deficit. What should it be? Some people were probably thinking, though, like, what should it be with those variables still kind of lingering? Like, if it goes to $50, could it go to $100 in the next couple of years? Which that's a more realistic approach. But I was talking about, in a perfect world. So this guy says, can we make this a petition? That's a good one. I like that. This comment really stood out to me. If you guys didn't know, I do read a lot of the comments on my videos. You just have to remember, I post daily videos, and all of my videos get hundreds of comments, sometimes thousands, and they're all still adding up. So the videos I made 5-6 days ago are still getting comments. So it's impossible to reply. I'll respond to some people, I'll like some, I'll heart some, I'll pin some. If you guys really want to talk to me, it's the worst way is through a comment. It would be emailing me, info.silverslayer@gmail.com. That's how I can actually engage with you guys. I can't through a comment thread because then it gets lost in the other comments that I'm getting, every couple minutes. It's just impossible. But I do read comments. Anyways, this guy's comment is incredible. Considering the COMEX has less than 38 million ounces of silver available and over 750 million ounces of future contracts sold, and he's saying there's less than 38 million ounces available. 750 million contracts sold. I would think this is a 19 times price increase, and this would be reasonable. And yes, yeah, that's reasonable. The one he's about to say, which I've done before, I've made a video about this before, is out there, but this is what I was looking for when I said, in a perfect world. Check this out. Or you could use the silver derivatives market of 5 trillion with the annual mining supply of 750 million, call it a billion, call $25 price to make math easy. That's a 267 times the multiplier, so $6,000 an ounce. Some people would say that is nuts. I actually made a video of this same math equation, right? If we're using math, this is the most realistic equation with the most realistic answer because it's going off actual numbers. It's going off of actual numbers. 38 million ounces available, 750 million contracts sold. Or you could use the silver derivatives of 5 trillion, right? The market, so the cap, and then look at the annual mining supply. How much do we dig out of the Earth's crust? Around 750, 800 million annually. Then look at spot price, do the math. That would be $6,000 an ounce. Now, you have to remember, we're not living in a perfect world. This person says 2,500 or better, just not now. We're still adding to our collection, right? Exactly. Not now. And let's wait for that number to hit in 10 years from now so I can stack a lot more. Some people want it to go to that now, but why? Why would you want to pay $2,500 for an ounce of silver? So this person says, back in those days, the gold to silver ratio was 1-10. Then the silver spot price would be $201. Today's silver market have so much interest that increase the value, by the way, which is 300 to 500. I hope this is the case, but now we see on U.S. national debt clock extremely valuable against the dollar. Yeah, what he's referring to is usdebtclock.org. It shows like the national debt. It shows debt per taxpayer. It shows how many millionaires there are in the world. It shows the dollar to silver ratio. It shows everything. It's a very interesting and educational website. Go to usdebtclock.org. It will show you everything. It's insane. But yeah, that's what he's talking about. If you go look on there, it shows the dollar to silver ratio is like extremely high. I think it's like 250 or plus or something. I don't know. It changes a lot, but that's what he's talking about. So this person says it should be at least 16th of whatever gold is. So $125 right now. And yet 16th is, that is, I guess, if you want to say the most standard price or ratio, since it was 16-1 for thousands upon thousands of years. Even before that, it was 8-1 because that is the ratio it comes out of the Earth's crust. But doing my digging, which you guys got to remember, I've been making daily silver videos on this channel for like 7 years, and I do at least an hour of research a day. So think of that, an hour of research a day for 7 years. I'm going to know a lot, right? I'm not trying to say I know it all because I don't. I'm sure some of you guys know more than I do. But I could consider myself an expert. And I am I'm someone who definitely needs more self-confidence. Andy Scheckman has taught me and helped me with that confidence. Telling me like, you know a lot more than I think you give credit for or whatever. I'm not one to like act arrogant or anything. But I need to start, reminding myself, I do know a pretty, I could hang with, some of the other guys. It's just I'm younger and stuff, but I do know a lot. And the earliest ratio is 2.5 to 1. It was 2.5 parts silver equals 1 part gold. And that was back in like ancient biblical times because they thought silver was magical since it can purify water. And since it has, like antimicrobial properties, it can purify things, and that's why silver is used in the medical world, and there's colloidal silver. It's used in everything, and you put silver in milk, it keeps the milk fresh longer, right? Like I said, it's the most highly conductive metal. If you look at it that way, why is gold 80 times more valuable when gold just sits around in vaults and just sits on people's hands and ears? It doesn't make sense. So this person says, theoretically, if USA goes back to 100% gold standard right now, the price of gold should be $70,000 to $80,000. What if the whole world goes to a gold standard? The price of gold should be above $1 million. About 60% of silver supplied annually goes to the industry, which monetarily speaking makes the current gold to silver bullion ratio close to 1 to 3. Some say there is actually more investment gold in the market than silver. Since silver was used, and that's a very powerful point that I'm sure a lot of people overlooked. See, this statement is very powerful and easily could have been overlooked, but he made a really good point there. Since silver was used as money way more times than gold in history, it's not hard to imagine that sometime in the future we are going to see silver coins again as money. And we already are. I think 3 or 4 states in the United States have brought back the gold standard in some form. You could actually use silver to pay off debt and stuff. I think like 23 states have signed up for this, but 3 or 4 are actually, they've actually passed it. I made a video on this. But yeah, anyways, it says, I think right now the real value of silver should be on par with gold. The real value of gold should be way higher than what it is right now. The price doesn't mean anything. Gold and silver shouldn't have a price, as everything else should be priced in them. That I love that he worded it that way. Let me read that again. The price doesn't mean, here it is. Gold and silver shouldn't have a price. Everything else should be priced in them. Reversed. And that's why I sometimes say, like, silver is worthless. And a lot of people say, oh, that makes no sense. It literally is. It doesn't have a price. Silver is priceless. I guess that's a better way. If you want to get a little clickbaity on people, you can say silver's worthless. As a YouTuber, that's how you play the game. Everything you say is real. It's just you tweak it a little bit so people don't understand, and then they have to click on the video, right? People say, oh, it's clickbait, but every title I say has truth. I've just worded it in a way that has some question to it, where you can look at it 2 different ways. Clickbait is when you just downright lie, right? It's like, silver just hit $1,000 today, and it's not. That's clickbait. But anyways. Yeah, so that is a good point. So this person says silver is an industrial metal not worth more than $50. Okay, I don't want to be mean to any of my subscribers. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. That is the point why it should be worth more. Because it's an industrial metal. And because there's not enough of it as we advance in this new industrial era, digital era. Anyways, it hit $50 in 1980. By any logic, it should be over $200 by now. And if you guys didn't know, why it hit $50 in 1980 is a video I made yesterday. by the Hunt brothers that cornered the market and owned up to 70% of the global silver supply, 35 million ounces in physical, and then they bought the rest on the COMEX and turned it into physical delivery. Well, the government banned silver at that point. So yeah, go check out my video yesterday if you guys want to know how that happened. So this person says, I only said 1,000 because I own some silver. That's funny. And this is why I love making poll videos, because you guys get a voice. It's not always about my opinion, what I think. And now you guys get to steal the spotlight and share what you think and your knowledge. I like that a lot. And I like some of the thought of some of you guys said. And some of this I'm going to stick with. I'll probably say this, and I'll probably use this in videos now. And I'll give credit to 2HD3X. Gold and silver should never price. Everything else should be priced in them. I love that. I love, love, love that. So anyways, if it hit $1,000, I'd be set for a while. So 1,000, yeah. I mean, imagine if silver hit $1,000, we would all be wealthy. So this person says, when big money looking to park just a little bit of their money in it, it will be unobtainium. So yeah, I mean, there's billionaires that are buying it. The price then probably won't be listed on exchanges. It could be 500, 15, 2,000. We wouldn't know for a while. That's an interesting perspective. This person says, coming out of the Earth's crust 7 to 1, it should be at least 300. Good point. Should be price 2 to 1 to gold. Good point, I think, maybe. Paper is unicorn fart dust. That is hilarious. I almost want to pin that one, but the other one is really good pin comment. What did I pin again? I forget. Shut down the price manipulation on the COMEX, and we'll see silver is worth more. Yeah, that does deserve a pin. I've read some really good comments though that I almost want to pin. But that one just stood out. Yeah, this is a good. Yeah, exact same as gold. The real question is, how can gold actually cost over 80 times the price of silver? That's the real mystery. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, metal been manipulated for decades. Yeah, exactly. You will soon see the pawn schemes falling apart. Exactly. It should be what it is. Market set the price. To say the price manipulated is true, but not that much, because you would be able to buy it for less than what it's worth. What? Stop fooling yourself. Silver been as high as $28 an ounce 80 years ago. You're not going to get rich. What? Silver was $50 10 years ago, or 12. That makes no sense. And yes, silver was $28 80 years ago. Exactly. Think about that. And what was the dollar's strength 80 years ago? Just like a Walking Liberty $half could get you a gallon of gas back in the day, because gas was worth 50 cents and a $half is 50 cents. That same exact coin can get you a gallon of gas today. 50 cents can't get you a gallon of gas. But the Walking Liberty $half had 50 cents of silver inside of it. I could take that $half to the coin shop, sell it for $20, and get myself more than a couple gallons of gas. You're not incorporating the dollar's purchasing power over time. You're looking at it as the dollar is exactly as strong as it is 80 years ago. So $28 silver, if it was that back then, and it's only 20 whatever right now, then you're not looking at it the right way. And you're not incorporating any of the other factors that all of these people have said. Unfortunately, this person probably will sell. I don't know. Everyone who subscribed to my channel, I love, regardless of your views. If you're watching my videos and you subscribe, I love you, regardless if you hate me. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Very long video. If you stuck around this far, I love you. Make sure you subscribe. If you want to purchase silver, go to Miles Franklin. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Or actually tomorrow. Peace.